years in the production line, the Royal Enfield Himalayan has come a long way, because when it comes to ADVs in India, the Himalayan pretty much had the reins altogether. However, in the initial iterations, the Himalayan was far from perfect. Come 2022, is the Royal Enfield Himalayan the best entry-level ADV that money can buy? Well, let's find out. In terms of design, since its birth, the Royal Enfield Himalayan always wanted to be an ADV. And hence, the long travel suspension, the 21-inch front tires, the upright posture, slim fuel tank, high ground clearance, and it even gets off-road focused button tires as well. There is a lot of room to move around, which makes saddling on the motorcycle effortless. Looks good on paper, right? But how does it perform in real-life scenarios? Well, that's the question I'm here to answer. Coming to the engine, the Himalayan gets a 411cc air-cooled single-cylinder motor which is BS6 compliant and is mated to a 5-speed gearbox. And this motor churns out about 24.3 bhp of max power at 6500 rpm and 32 Nm of max torque at 4500 rpm. The updated fuel injection system makes fueling immaculate, and the on and off throttle transition is superbly responsive. The engine pretty much has no vibrations below 90 km/h, and that would be the ideal cruising speed if you are planning to munch miles, because beyond that particular limit, you definitely feel the vibes kicking in. Coming to the braking, the Royal Enfield Himalayan gets a single 300mm disc on the front with a 2-piston caliper setup, and on the rear it gets a single 240mm disc with a single piston caliper setup. It also gets dual channel ABS as standard. In terms of feedback, I think there is room for improvement on the front end, and also the ABS kicks in almost instantly the moment you put pressure on the front brakes, which effectively increases the stopping distance. However, it is also equipped with a switchable ABS system, which means that you can switch off the rear ABS altogether to get all that traction the moment you decide to go off the road for some fun. The suspension setup on the Royal Enfield Himalayan is fabulous. On the front, it gets a 41mm telescopic suspension with about 200mm of travel, and on the rear, it gets a monoshock with linkage with about 180mm of travel. The stock setting on the suspension is perfect. You might not have to tweak it at all. It handles all those bad patches of roads and absorbs all those bumps like a piece of cake. And topped with those plush sheets, it makes those extremely long rides pretty comfortable both for the rider and the pillion. The Royal Enfield Himalayan comes with spoked wheels at both ends, and these wheels wear button tires which are off-road focused. On the front is a 21-inch 90x90 profile setup, and on the rear is a 17-inch 120x90 profile setup. These tires do provide ample traction whenever you need it and wherever you need it. Since the Royal Enfield Himalayan is BS6 compliant, the curb weight of the motorcycle has gone up by 5 kgs to about 199 kgs. This also includes a 15-litre fuel tank as well. Apart from that, you get this beautiful instrument cluster, mobile app connectivity, and tripper navigation as well. Well, those were the things that I loved about the motorcycle, but I do have quite a few gripes with the Himalayan. For example, the gearbox is still far from smooth. It takes a whole lot of effort to shift from first to second and also to find the neutral. It still does not get a slipper clutch, and the wet multi-plate clutch on the Himalayan is pretty much on the harder side, which makes riding the Himalayan in stop-and-go traffic a painful experience. The brakes, as I said, have a lot of room for improvement as well. Now, since this is probably the last iteration of the Himalayan in this avatar, before Royal Enfield launches the Himalayan 450, I am sure these things have already been taken care of. On the brighter side, I tell you, the way the Royal Enfield Himalayan handles, it outshines every other motorcycle in its competition. And paired with the price tag of about 2.14 lakhs ex-showroom, the Royal Enfield Himalayan is the best entry-level ADV that money can buy. Period. That, ladies and gentlemen, will all be about my first ride experience on the 2022 BS6 Royal Enfield Himalayan. I hope you guys liked the video, and if you did, do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Also, do share this video with your fellow petrol heads. In case of any queries or promotions, write to me on the below email ID or simply hit me up on Instagram. I'll see you soon with another video. Ciao.